We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk about the Tiger. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
They've been avoiding mistakes and have had solid pace, so it's been a good season so far, but whether they can keep that up long term remains to be seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. The Tiger lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have PEREZ, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Tsunoda, George Russell and Zhou, Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Eilert and Luca Giotto. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode. Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. We'll receive you at the end of this lap. Copy that. Parts for next box. Release, release. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. We're sat at the back. Last place. Eilert, just ahead. Push for the position. Gap to car in front is 14.8 seconds. They're on fresh softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 17 laps to go. The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop. looking good. That's 17th place. You've moved up into P17. We're trailing our teammate by 25.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third. The time last lap was a 1 minute 9.7. Gap to teammate ahead is 25.3 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third. The time last lap was a 1:9.7. They're in first. The gap is 34.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Teammate by 25.3 seconds. Brilliant. Nice move. Signs ahead, gap to car in front is 3.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 10.0. DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix. Okay, clear. Trailing our teammate by 16.6 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in fifth. The time last lap was a 1:9.3. 2 laps of fuel remaining. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Tyre condition is still looking good. This is your final lap of the race. The car behind is gaining on you by 0.5 a lap. Our gap to the car in front is 9.8 seconds. Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it then for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
That's got to be the flying Finn. Wait, how many flying Finns have we had now? Anyway, I'm talking about Bottas this time. Just great raw speed, and a good job in traffic as well.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day? There was some contact between you two. What happened out there? You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? You had a few bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is at fault? Great. Well, that's everything.